I like doing best, which is moderating a little discussion like we have on the show. And this is also going to feature as a Tara Sharma Show Baby Dove special. I think everyone here has said...
feature on your show, finally.
See? And guess who my last guest was? Her husband. So we've heard his point of view, so now I'm going to see if what he says matches what you said. But he was very complimentary of you, so you have to return that. But basically, I think everyone's thrown up some really interesting points. The global survey has statistics that are really interesting, and we're going to discuss that a bit more. We're also going to then open it up to all of you. So if you have any burning questions, as I said, some people here have been on the show. I can see one right there, Ruchi, of First Moms Club. So we've got lots of, I know, mummy communities and people who are experts in the field. Another thing I always say when I host my show is, I'm no expert. I'm a regular mom. I'm learning all the time. I make millions of mistakes. I question myself all the time. My kids are now 5 and 7. Just last night I was almost in tears because I did something that I think was wrong. And my husband had to say, relax. And now that my kids are older, they say, Mama, chill. So I think, you know, this anxiety kind of does go with you. So I think we'll start with this anxiety question. So Jean, starting with you, when you were pregnant and perhaps soon after you had your first son, did you have anxiety? Did you feel people would stress you? Sometimes almost intentionally, you know, people coming to say, are you ready? Are you prepared? Yeah. Did that happen?
You know, Tara, even if they didn't do it intentionally, by a certain conversation in the room, I would get stressed. Certain things that, am I doing it the right way?
Yeah.
There's certain things, see, as in life, I think whether you're a woman or whether you're an individual or whether you're a human being, you all come with a certain set of qualities, and being a mom is no different. You come with another set of qualities, and which may not be the same as you, or you may not be the same as me. But when you're in that room and everyone's discussing about certain things, you're like, am I doing the right thing? Because maybe I'm not doing what that mom is doing, you know. And that questioning yourself, which I think is also important in a certain way. I think it's nice to question yourself once in a while. I just think it's not nice to lose confidence in yourself. And I think the first 2 months go in with a lot of things. I mean, be it breastfeeding or be it, you know, choosing the right kind of products. Everything makes a difference to a new mom, and also the fact that she's gone through so much, and you know. But I think after that, what I realized is my child can only be happy if I'm a happy mom.
Absolutely. I think
so. So that's one of the things where I decided that, everyone's trying to help out. And no one means bad. Probably I'm taking it in the wrong way, or, you know, someone else is. But I need to filter just like I would do in life.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, you get a zillion opinions even when you're an actor or even when you're not. But eventually you have to do what works for you. And you will go wrong. It's not like you won't go wrong. There'll be days that you will do the wrong thing. But you'll correct yourself, and so what? That's what happens with being a mom as well. You don't intentionally set out to do anything. I mean, I'm sorry, you all have loads of experience, I'm sure, but from my little 2.5 years, this is what I feel, and you know, I like feeling that way. I like feeling a sense of, you know.
So may I come in here? Yes. As a professional therapist, we find that there is no right way or wrong way, and in fact, I think that's a great positioning of Baby Dove, because it's just trying to tell you it's your way. Trust your gut, trust your instinct, go with the flow. And now, when I look back, I have a 16-year-old daughter. Okay, sure, I made a hell of a lot of mistakes, but none for the worse. And it's parenting is just trial and error. Okay, and the errors are not something which are indelible, which will permanently scar your children, or, you know, be something where you will hold yourself responsible for the rest of your life. So one caveat which I tell all my parents, I said, you know what, we mothers are very grandiose. We think we are totally responsible for our children. We are not. And I think if you can go home with that message today, that we are not totally responsible for our children, all the anxiety will vanish.
But I think, as Genelia said, and as you've also said, nobody means ill, right? When they're giving that advice, most people mean well. So, you know, whether it's somebody coming up to you, a complete stranger saying, oh my God, what are you doing? Or whether it's it's your mother-in-law or your mom, people mean well. So coming to you, doctor, do you find that because of this information overload, do you find that we're actually in a generation of more anxious parents, or do you think, and you as a doctor, your role, I'm sure you get messages or calls at 12 at night saying things like, you know, my baby, I don't know, my baby is not crying the way he usually cries or something like that. Sometimes perhaps not as, probably calls that don't warrant a middle of the night call. How do you handle that, and what's your take on this whole anxiety?
See, it's very interesting. You know, like both of you are mom twice. Okay? And the anxiety level with the first child, maybe 100%, you know, but then I always tell parents, wait for your second child. Say, oh, I don't want to go in for that. And suddenly after 2 or 3 years, we'll say, oh, I'm second one. And that's the time I tell them, now you're 50% pediatrician because you've gone through one. So in the second, you know what you're going to get into. And we always believe that all mothers have instincts, definite instincts. And those instincts are what we tell them, believe them. Yeah. And we also believe them. Like I told you, the child doesn't complain. It's the mother who tells me, you know. Yeah. So if the mother knows that today my child is lying down a lot, she'll say, oh, he's unwell today. Yeah. He's not active, he's not running around. And even if I check him up completely and I say nothing is wrong, she would say, no, doc, something is there. And check on thermometer, there'll be a small fever or something of that sort. So you realize that's what instincts are. But the best part of the, key word, you have real perfect mom. There are all this don't fit into each. Real is a reality check. Yeah. Every day is another day. The child is not the same at 8 a.m. in the morning or 8 p.m. in the evening. It's that kind of a reality check. And perfection is what you believe. Yes. You do something in a particular order. You do something for the child. What do you think is best? And that is perfect. Yeah? Otherwise, everybody would have been a doctor, everybody would have been an actor. That's something you allow the child to nurture on his own. So it's basically the child's way and the mother's way of nurturing the child, which ultimately matters.
Absolutely. I think, again, it's a subjective term. It's much like what is perfection, what is success. It varies for each person. And I think for us, in the whole entertainment field, you get asked it a lot, you're now a mother, your counterparts are number one. But you're like, but what is success to you? It may mean something different. It may mean being a mom as well as, other stuff.
Precisely.
There's no such thing as standard operating procedure. There's no SOP.
Yes.
You just allow the flow.
Yeah, coming back to what all of you have said about, filtering the information and stuff, at the risk of being a little controversial, considering I have a show in the parenting space, do you feel that there's a bit of an information overload when it comes to communities, blogs, shows, research, Google? Do you think as a new mom, do you actually look at all that, or do you decide that you're only going to listen to your mom and maybe yourself? Or do you have some trusted things that you refer to, like maybe books or...
Tara, I think information is there because we look at it. So it's only there because there is a certain section that needs it. And I think, why not? I mean, today, I have help. I mean, I have my mom, I have my mother-in-law, both there. But there are so many families that just have a mom, dad, and their child. And they do depend and they do need a little bit of advice here and there. It's how much you filter, how much you don't.
Absolutely.
I think even when you're in school, you have a whole lot of things when you're appearing for your main exams, like your SSC or your whatever, Yeah. And at that point in time also, there's do this test, do that test, but you do what you feel is going to help you.
Absolutely.
So in the same way, there will be loads of information, there will be a lot of things, and why not? I read a lot, I read everything. I don't take everything that's there, and like Dr. Pai said, that it's very important to have your own instinct work for you.
Absolutely.
And that can only happen if you're confident and if you're happy.
Absolutely.
So if you somehow, like I remember telling someone, now I'm 4 months and I think I need to have a little bit of recreation. May not be to go and sit in the park and chill, but just maybe, exercise or do something for yourself. Everyone was like, no, you're still feeding. Are you crazy? This will go down, that will go down and all. I was like, no, nothing goes down,
Yeah.
It's just you feeling a lot more energized to look after your child the rest of the day. And
Absolutely.
the child is sleeping, the child is taken care of. And a lot of people will say a lot of things. And I don't think they mean bad. They mean well for your child.
Absolutely.
But maybe that's not what you want,
Yes.
you know, at the end of
And
the day.
I think what you touch upon is so important about having